Going crazy on me.
Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Lizzabitty. Thank you for joining me today. And I want to have a conversation with you about some things that I've been seeing happening in the news. And just to give my thoughts on some things. The culture of the black man and woman is always being appropriated by others. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so, as well as to like this video, okay? Thank you. So the culture of the black man and black woman is always being used for others to profit off of versus us. It doesn't matter what arena of talent we're in, it is what it is. The people who make all of the money off of it, they don't look like you and I. And the ones that do, those numbers are very minuscule as it pertains to the wealth of others that are not like us. So, when I see us making what we would call small strides in profiting off of our own culture, it bothers me. But what bothers me even more is taking those strides and using them in divisive ways that puts our community in more and more peril. I've seen the situation as it pertains to this rapper Young Dolph. And I'll say this, as a person whose elders would always say to me, when you live your life a certain way, if it is not good, you can likely expect that the way that you're going to go out is going to be the same way in which you were boasting and living. For many of us, that is a hard pill to swallow. But some of the music and things that are in our community, wow, you get where I'm going with that. And a lot of times when you see young people emulate some of the stuff that they see as it pertains to videos and music, you have to ask yourself why. Now granted, it is a parent's responsibility to educate their child, teach them proper ways and all of this stuff. However, a lot of these images are consistently on media outlets, social media, etc. And our children are the ones who are affected by a lot of this stuff. A lot of it. Even from the professor who came out talking about preying on children. This was at the end of last week. I'll link it at the end. The contention now in the games that are being played is that once you get the children on board, it's likely that everybody else will fall in line. But if you are a parent and not being a good steward to your children, how is that going to stop? I remember being a child, and there were a lot of things happening that would come out in terms of schools. And then these same schools, they would have to get parents' permissions for a lot of things. But what would happen is, if they didn't, those school districts could find themselves in a world of mischief and trouble. And so they would do stuff, and I'm telling you, the children would go home and tell their parents, and the parents would be on it. But it seems like now we're not as involved in our children's everyday lives, be it from all this stuff, education, social media, social norms, cultural, all of this stuff. It seems we are letting them be reared by the wind. How does that benefit us? It won't. I recently made a video about our elders stifling our young folk. And at times they are, because the stuff that they should be honing in on, they're not. They are not. And if you are not an advocate for children, I don't know what is your problem. You don't have to be a person that has children to be an advocate for children. This seems to be a misnomer. So what I'll say to you is this. It doesn't matter where you decide to take your life abroad. You could be taking your life abroad anywhere that you place your finger on a map and say, hey, I'm going there. Your life in some way will be impacted by children. And regardless of where you are in which your life is impacted by these said children, you need to be mindful of what you're doing yourself. Because I don't care how anyone lives or any of that. My concern has always and will be the children. We got to do better. We have to do better for the sake of our children and the sake of our own future as we know it when we move on into our golden years. You know, when I listen to some of the videos of my brother Go Black, as he is imparting his knowledge, I reflect a lot about children and where some of that knowledge would affect our children. It is daunting to me. It is daunting to me. And if we're truly trying to enact change and affect change, us ourselves would do better. If you see a child going the wrong way, if the child has bad attitudes or the child looks as if they are a perpetuator of violence, you have to be thinking about the ways that you approach them. Like I saw a video of a black teacher trying to talk decent to a Caucasian student, and the student was just disrespecting her. A lot of that comes from learned behavior at home. I mean, I told you I taught school myself, and there is no way I couldn't be an educator right about now. Not in the West, totally. Because what's going on and how these children are watching what these adults are doing and bringing that stuff into these schools, it is, yeah, we're failing our children. So I just wanted to just drop some gems for you there, and let's enact change. Thank you for tuning in to the Lizzabitty channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.
Oh! Deal with me.
You're right. You said me. I did not say you. So I asked you.
No. No, I'm calling my mama. You ain't about to fuck me up, bitch.
Chill. No, stop. Let me record this.
Get off my seat.
I need to go home now. My sister starts to get fucked up and she doesn't get the fuck away from me. Do you want to talk to her? Because she's black and she's fucking pissing me off right now.
Going crazy.